You train at Mayweather's gym in Vegas.
Yeah.
Have you seen them preparing for Conor McGregor? What's your read on this?
I don't want to take it serious because I've sparred with some of the best boxers in the world, and I've been played with. I've been embarrassed. Alan Green, who's smaller than me. Luis Ortiz from Cuba, the heavyweight champion. Brian Jennings, Trevor Bryan, Eddie Chambers. Brian Vera. I've sparred with a lot of Tabiti, Michael Hunter. These guys are phenomenal boxers, and they play with me. They embarrass me. You can watch that on YouTube. It's a joke. But Conor, he's a competitor, but he's in a different world. Boxing is a different world. Just like if I was to say Floyd, go do MMA, and he went to MMA, Conor would look like Hoist Gracie or Hoyler Gracie or Hickson Gracie. He'd go out there, take him down, submit him, or he'd look like a phenomenal kickboxer because he'd kick him in the head. It's different worlds. You can try for entertainment, but you take a boxer and put him in the MMA world, for the most part, he's gonna fail if he just comes to one discipline. You take a MMA fighter and bring him to boxing, he's probably gonna fail because he's not specialized in that one discipline. So it's night and day. It's a great crossover event because people will pay to watch it. But as far as like it being competitive, it ain't gonna be competitive at all. Either way, you put Floyd in MMA versus Conor, destruction. You bring Conor to boxing versus Floyd, destruction.
Is the fight gonna happen?
I don't know. Who knows? I'll watch it on Facebook Live. I'm personally, I like watching like things that are competitive, and I wouldn't watch Floyd fight anybody in MMA, and I wouldn't watch Conor box anybody unless they're on the same level.
Okay. I heard they might want to use like MMA gloves and boxing rules. Does that make any sense? How would you equalize that fight?
In boxing, you can't, because even if they use MMA gloves, Floyd's defense is so sharp, and he's 4 steps ahead of Conor. I don't see what he could do to win unless he threw a head kick and got disqualified. One from that, but there's no way. Some of the best boxers in the world can't even touch Floyd more than 8 times around.
Yeah.
You look at Canelo. You look at Robert Guerrero, the late Gennaro Hernandez, Sugar Shane Mosley, De La Hoya. They couldn't do nothing. Pacquiao couldn't do nothing. What could Conor do?
They say there's so much money on the line for this fight that might get 3 million pay-per-views that it has to happen. I don't know if that's actually true, but they keep saying.
Well, I think 3 million pay-per-views, I don't know. Who knows? It could possibly do well, but one thing I do know is the pay-per-view model is dying. People aren't really willing to buy pay-per-views no more. I don't know what they could do to hype the fight up, because if they show Conor boxing, then people that follow boxing be like, hey, this fight's a joke. Look what he's doing. That'd be kind of similar if you put Floyd in MMA trainer and we watch him train and we're like, I'm an MMA guy and you're an MMA guy, and we're like, whoa, look at that kick. Look at that takedown. Oh, man. Whoever Floyd's fighting is going to kill him in MMA. That's how it's going to be. Like, it's going to be hard for anybody in the media, especially in the boxing media, to build that fight up. Right. Like, it's a joke in a sense. Like, I want them both to make money, so if it happens, great for them. But in the boxing circles, the fight's a joke.
Continue watching this fascinating conversation for free by clicking on the link below to visit our website, learn from the best minds in the world, and connect with a community of passionate people building the best versions of themselves. Just click on the link below, and I'll see you on the inside.